Hey guys, what's going on? Brandon here, and today I'm going to do my spoiler talk for I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. So this movie came out, about a week ago now. If you have not seen this film, then leave the video. If you haven't seen this film and you want to see this film, go away from this video. Come back after you see it. If you don't care, stick around. If you've seen this movie, stick around. If you don't care about spoilers, or you're not going to watch this film, why not just stick around? But anyway, this film opens up, and I'm not going to go like a plot by plot point. I'm just going to talk about the few things I want to talk about. One of the things that they changed in this film from the original, because the original was, they hit a person with a car, and spoiler alert for that movie as well, they think that they're dead, and, turns out they're not, and they start killing, and the killer, who is the person that they hit with their car the previous year, starts killing people. This movie, a little different. There's one of the friends, one of the five friends here, was playing chicken with cars on the road because he's an idiot. And he causes a wreck. So it's a little different. He still causes, it's still caused by them. And I don't feel like I have as much sympathy for these characters in this opening as I did in the original one. Because the first one, the drunk character spilled his beer on the one that was driving, and that's what caused the wreck. Whereas here, what caused the wreck was literally the person being an idiot. So, so I don't love the change. I don't hate the change either. I think you have to change some things. You can't just do the exact same movie with just different characters. Especially if you're gonna have the legacy characters in here. So, I'm okay with the change. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's whatever. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. I talked about some of the dialogue in my non spoiler review, and this is not a review. This is just me talking about it. And I said I didn't like a lot of the dialogue. I didn't like a lot of the way that this movie was written. And an example of that is Madeline Klein's character, Danica. Madeline Klein is great, by the way, in this movie, but this is not about that right now. She has a line in this movie after her soon-to-be husband gets murdered. She has this line where she's like, if if you're wondering if, people who lose somebody continue to do their, makeup routine or whatever the fuck she said, then they do. And I was like, I laughed, and it was partly because of the way she said this. It was hilarious the way that she said this. So I hated the line. I think the line, it's a dumb line. It was written dumbly, but I could believe that someone would say that, right? I don't love the writing there, but the way she said it made it funny. So good on her. And, there's multiple instances of stuff like that. Or, there's a lot of, repeating things over and over again, especially at the beginning of this movie. Like, they talk about their friend Stevie, who they see. They see her, where they're at. And they're talking about her, and it's like, we don't, she's our friend. She's our friend from high school, but we don't really talk to her anymore because of the thing that happened with her dad. And it cuts to Stevie and her coworker, and they're talking, and she's like, yeah, those are my friends from high school, but we don't really speak anymore because of the stuff that happened with dad. And I'm like, I didn't need to hear that twice. And there's multiple times throughout this film that something like that happens, where there's just something that's stated a second time for seemingly no reason. But let's skip to the end, because I think that this is the real reason why anybody who's watching this video is watching this video. Ray Bronson, played by Freddie Prinze Jr., and Julie James, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt, are both in this film. And I don't feel like they gave Julie James' character enough to do. But that's not what this is about. Let's talk about the ending of this film, the reveal. Ray Bronson is revealed as one of the killers here. The other one was Stevie. That one was pretty telegraphed, I think, throughout the film for the most part. I did see that one coming a couple of times, but I also thought it might be too obvious, so I wasn't 100% sure. So, whatever. But this is also, the Ray Bronson is also very, very telegraphed, especially at a certain point. There's a chick earlier in the film. She's like a woman who, she's like a girl who does like a murder podcast. And she's there to do a podcast about the murders that happened in 96 in this town. And she's about to get killed. She pulls the mask or whatever off of the fisherman, who's, the killer here. And she's like, "It's you." And it's like, she's only met two people. One of them is trapped in a cage. The other one isn't here. The other one I just didn't buy was going to be the killer. They were still alive and everything. I just didn't think for a second. I never once suspected them, and they never really make you suspect him, so I don't know what they were really thinking with that reaction. The other two that she would know of is Julie James, Julie James is not going to ever be a killer in any of these movies. Okay, let's just make that clear. And Ray Bronson. Those are the only other two people that she would know from this town, or maybe like the one kid's dad, who's like, I guess he's rich, so maybe she would know of him in some way. But I think it was pretty telegraphed that it was probably going to be Ray Bronson there. So that was kind of disappointing, but I was still along for the ride at that point. And for the movie, I'm still along for the ride because I thought it was okay. I gave it an overall positive review, just barely positive though. So hey, I am very mixed on the reveal of Ray Bronson being the killer. I think it could have been great. I think it could have worked. The issue is I just don't buy it the way that the story goes, the way that this movie is written. I don't buy that he would have became this killer in this film later on in his life. I don't believe it. And so when something is very unbelievable that happens in one of these movies, that's when I kind of have some issues. And so I feel like they could have, throughout this movie, they could have just put in little lines of dialogue and little like hints, but not actually like pointing you directly at him but for why he would do this, not not that he is doing this, but for why he might do something like this. And I think it could have worked. I'm not a writer, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you how exactly I would have wrote this to make this reveal better, but I just think that there was ways that this could have been done in a better way. That is my issue with this. Not that the reveal happened, not that they changed the character. I'm not huge into these movies. I'm not, I love Scream. That's my favorite horror franchise. This is just, it's not, I like the first one, and I have fond memories. I guess I shouldn't really put it like that. I like the second one as well. I don't love either one. The first one's the best. The second one I would still put as second. This one I'd put as third. But I just have some issues. And, I wish that they would have done something else here. But let's jump even further. After Ray is defeated, it's revealed that Stevie is still alive somehow, which, I guess it's kind of hinted at during the altercation. Maybe he was using, like, blanks, because Ray was the one that shot her, so maybe Ray was using blanks, and then she, like, fell into the ocean by accident, it was, like, on purpose, It was all a part of the plan, you know. And also Danica, who gets stabbed in the stomach and thrown off the boat, just washes up on the ocean. She's on the beach, and she's just fine. So, hey, I'm down for another one, especially with Ava and Danica, especially so with Chase Dewey Wonder's character and Madeline Klein's character. I really like them, and I think they had great chemistry, and I would be down to watch a second one with these two actresses. But I'm also not overly enthused with this film. I'm not super angry. I just don't know if a sequel's going to happen because of the box office of this film. It kind of flopped a little bit. It's not a complete flop because I think it's going to make money. It's just a matter of how much money and if that amount of money is going to justify a sequel. And I don't know. I guess we'll see. But if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And you can follow me on... Actually, I don't know if I'm going to put my Twitter in. I didn't put my Twitter in the link in the description below in the last video, so I don't know if I'm going to do it here. I might not. We'll see. Peace.